Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, YouTube people, YouTube land, whatever. So, I'm not going to be live long. I'm actually on my way to the gym. I'm up early this morning. I'm going to hit the gym and then I'm going to go and get some coffee and then I'm going to head home, shower, and just kind of carry about my day. So, I just wanted to tell a boring story. You can listen if you want to. I don't care if you want to listen or not. So, my husband and I, we have been um, we had been looking for places in which we had wanted to move to. We had been exploring different ideas of what we wanted to do with our future, where we wanted to go, how we wanted to spend it. We both love to travel. We both love to go places. We go to Hawaii like twice a year, except for this year. We canceled our trip for this spring because of our home move to Kentucky. So we'll be going in October. And when we go to Hawaii, we go for like 3 to 4 weeks, whatever, because it's not really worth going if you don't spend some time there. But anyway, so when we had both decided that we definitely wanted to move from the Kansas City and the whole state of Missouri altogether. We had both decided that that was something that we absolutely wanted. So we played with ideas of where we wanted to go, where we wanted to live, what we wanted to do, where we wanted to plant our roots, how we wanted to continue about our future. Like my kids are grown, his are grown. Like, what do we want to do with our lives, right? So we um we literally had like looked at homes in Florida and in Cocoa Beach because we love Cocoa Beach, Florida. So we looked at homes in Cocoa Beach, Florida. We looked at 5 different houses. There were 2 of them that we actually really liked. But let's talk about Florida. Florida is beautiful. It's a beautiful state. I love the ocean, not so much the Gulf side. I really like the Atlantic side. So Florida's a beautiful state. But when you get into it, as far as like not so much the expenses, because the houses were actually not too relatively, you know, whatever. But it's more like the homeowners insurance. Oh my God, the homeowners insurance in Florida is fucking unbelievable, unfreaking believable, because you have the hurricanes and because you have damaging winds and flooding and whatever. The homeowners insurance was absolutely ridiculous. And my husband's like, we are not gonna move here and buy a home and pay this much every year just for homeowners insurance. So Florida was out. We looked in Georgia. We actually looked at houses in Georgia and found some really cute houses. But my husband decided that he didn't really want to live in Georgia. Okay, fine. Now, we love Hawaii. We go to Hawaii, like I said, twice a year. So while we were out in Hawaii the last time, we looked at condos and we looked at houses. We found quite a few that we really liked. But then we decided that a condo was out because we have our dogs, and living in a condo is just not feasible having dogs. So we looked at houses in Hawaii on the island of Oahu. Found a few of them that we really liked, even found some on the big island that we liked, right? So moving to Hawaii is insane from Kansas City, Missouri to Hawaii. So, first of all, we'd have to have our vehicle shipped there, which is fine. But there are so many, what you don't understand about Hawaii, there are so many laws. It's unbelievable. You can't have more than 2 vehicles. You can't, I mean, it's nuts. And we have 3. So, okay, fine. We'd have to sell one of the cars or the truck. We'd have to sell the camper. We'd have to sell all of our furniture because getting your stuff, like all of your furniture items, shipped over to Hawaii, first of all, who knows how long it's going to take, right? They literally cannot give you a timeline of once you ship your personal items to Hawaii, how long it's going to be until you get it. So we'd essentially like be living in a house for God only knows how long with no furniture. And I'm not about that life. Sorry, I'm just not. And then their dogs. Oh my God. You cannot just put your dog on a flight with Delta or a flight with American Airlines and take your animals over to Hawaii. So, in order to take your animals over to Hawaii, you have to get this series of vaccines. Fine, not a big deal, right? Then, after the series of vaccines, you have to wait so long, like I think it's like a month to 45 days. Then, your animals have to get this blood test, right? So then after you pay for this series of vaccines and then you pay for these blood tests to be done, you send over proof of the vaccines, proof of the blood test, and then you have to book a special flight for your animals to get over there. Once your animals get there, you can't just get them off the plane and take them home. Oh, no, 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 no. They have to go to quarantine, which the quarantine for the animals is at the airport. So once you get them off the plane, they go straight to quarantine, in which they can hold them in quarantine for up to 120 days. That's traumatizing for pets. That's very traumatizing for pets. They literally just got off of a plane, which they've never been on before. And now they got to go to quarantine. Like, yeah. So Hawaii, living in Hawaii was out. Moving to Hawaii was out. Because we weren't going to get rid of our dogs just to move to Hawaii. Who would do that? Your pets are your family. So who would do that? So when my grandfather passed away, give me 1 second. Oh, and let me back up to Hawaii really quick before I tell that story. When we had thought about moving to Hawaii, I literally paid like $500 because Hawaii is not a compact state. So if you're a nurse, if you have a compact license, you can work in multiple states with your license, right? Well, Hawaii is not a compact state. So I had to go through a lot of shit to get my license in Hawaii, my nurse's license, literally. I had to go to the police station and I had to get fingerprinted and I had to get out like a whole like background criminal history report at the police station. And then I had to submit all of that to the Board of Nursing. And then I had to submit a bunch of other stuff to the Board of Nursing. Then I had to pay their fees. Like it was like $500 to get my license in Hawaii, which, okay, fine. So I did it because we were really dead set at that time on moving to Hawaii. So now I have a license in Hawaii that I probably will never use. Whatever. So, fast forward. My grandfather passed away in September of 24. 24. My grandfather passed away. When my grandfather passed away, my uncle had given me this book. And in this book was like our whole family history, right? It talked about like, it went back like to the beginning of my father's family. And in this book, when I was reading it, I learned that my family, the roots started in Kentucky. My family roots started in Kentucky. And my husband's father was born and raised in Kentucky. So in reading this book, my husband and I saw that my father's family, my husband's father's family, all began their roots in the same county, same city in Kentucky. So we thought like that was really cool. Like that's where my family started. That's where my husband's father's family started. So we both have generational roots in the same town in Kentucky. So why not go plant our roots there? And that's why we ultimately decided on Kentucky. Now, this isn't like Louisville or Lexington. It's not a big town whatsoever. So the odds of like both of our roots beginning in the same county, same city, same state was very odd. So, we're going to be in the southeast part of Kentucky, right? We're like on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. And I'm not going to go into detail on like what city and town and county and whatever our house is being built. But that's why we chose Kentucky, because we learned that through my family history, and my husband already knew his family history, that both of our roots started there. So when we decided to move and leave Kansas City, sell our house and do all of this stuff and plant new roots, we thought, what a better way to plant new roots than where our roots were originally planted. So that's my boring story of the morning. Yes, absolutely, Phoenix. Absolutely. And I can't wait to get out there. So, like, literally, we're in the mountains of Kentucky, which is actually the foothills of the Smokies or Appalachians or whatever those mountains are. So, the back deck of my house literally is going to be looking at mountains. looking at mountains. And it sucks because when we first had like started buying land in Kentucky, the first piece of land that we bought, good luck, but I never moved to that state. The first piece of land that we bought in Kentucky, we bought 42 acres. Okay. We bought 42 acres on top of a mountain. And our goal was to build on this 42 acres that we bought up there, right? So we had a contractor go up there. We had the whole house mapped out. We had everything mapped out. There's a pond on the land. It was just beautiful. But the problem is when they surveyed the land on top of this mountain that we wanted to build our home, there's no water source. So they could run power up the mountain, but they could not get water up there. They could not get water up there. And I'm like, well, we can't live without water. We have to have plumbing and showers and toilets and washing machines and dishwashers. Like we can't live without water. So we quickly learned why we got that 42 acres of land for such an amazing price. It's because it's inhabitable. You cannot you cannot live on that land. So I was so disappointed and so upset, but we did find more acreage at the bottom of that mountain so that we can sit on our back deck and look at the mountain that we own that we can't do nothing with. But possibly so. But I mean, like, probably all the people around there already know that that land up there was inhabitable, which is why it was cheap, which is why no one wanted to purchase it. And selling it probably isn't going to happen. No, we did not sell that land. We still own that 42 acres, which is crazy because that 42 acres, literally the personal property taxes on that 42 acres, because it is just land, is like $20 a year. Well, we'll look into it. If he decides that he wants to go ahead and sell that 42 acres, then I'm gonna let him decide that. But we drive up there. We drive up there when we go to Kentucky, and we just kind of chill up there on the tailgate of the truck. We let the dogs run, you know. Yes, so that is my goal. My goal, once we get everything done in Kentucky, is that a part of the acreage that we now own, that it's at the bottom of the mountain, I want a mini farm. And when I say a mini farm, like I want mini Highland cows, I want mini donkeys, I want mini goats, I want mini animals. I want a mini farm, mini pigs, I want everything. So, but anyways, I just pulled up to the gym. I just wanted to come tell my boring story if you wanted to listen, if not. But that's how we chose Kentucky. We chose Kentucky because that's where his father's roots began, and that's where my father's roots began. So what a better place to plant our own roots than where we started from. All right, guys, have a great day. I might go live later. I might not. Who knows? I'm not really in the mood to cook anybody or to talk about anybody because I woke up this morning in a great mood and thought, well, while I have all of these great happy endorphins, let me go take them out at the gym. So peace out, guys.